Hi Virgo, this will be a 6-card spread having a look to see what could potentially be coming up for you for the month. You already had one card flip over, so I'm going to use that. Those interested in that, you're more than welcome to contact me directly. Otherwise, let's get straight into it and see what's coming up for you for the month. Okay, you have the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, Seven of Swords, Queen of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, starting off with the Four of Pentacles, I definitely see you clinging to something here. There's a certain situation around you. I feel like there's been a little bit of imbalance in this situation here. Inequality, unfairness, something that's been unjust, something that hasn't been outright, something that hasn't been honest. I see you still clinging to this situation. So for some of you, it is in regards to finances. I see you holding your finances close to you, possibly doing some investing here. Investments, job interviews, and asking for finances. So for some of you, you're going to need to be holding onto your budget very, very tightly here, because there might be some unexpected expenses, that comes your way, or possibly unexpected income too, which would be nice. But I do see with the Four of Pentacles, this is quite guarded energy, and if this isn't you being guarded because you rule the Pentacles, it's definitely another earth sign around you that's feeling very guarded or closed off in a situation here. I feel like you're still clinging. There's codependency here, Virgo. So for some of you, you're clinging to someone around you. It's in the same column as the Queen of Cups, so I do think it can be in relation to love and romance, because the Queen of Cups rules emotion, especially holding something that is the Holy Grail. So some of you are holding on to a person here. It could be a business idea or a venture, but it's something that aligns with your passions and your emotions. It's something that you want to do here, Virgo, because you believe in this. You believe this is meant for you, and you believe you will see something come of it in the future, which I do believe also. To end with the Six of Pentacles, I know I'm sort of jumping the gun here, but to end with the Six of Pentacles in your reading, Virgo, this speaks volumes of what's going to happen towards the end, or what's going to happen after you encounter everything that you need to. This is physical dividends, this is physical emotions, this is attachments, and look at the scales say, everything will be imbalanced. So all harmony will be restored. You're just going to perhaps have to go through some of this to get there. But I do feel like there's something very close to you here. You're working through obstacles, and you're going to be bigger, better, stronger than ever. The Knight of Cups is here, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. If you're dealing with water signs, I feel like the two of you are going to be on harmonious terms. Emotions are running high here. Two people are coming together, both offering their hearts. So I see you coming into a union here. I do. For some of you, this is wedding plans or meeting someone that is very emotionally similar to you, that is also ready for a relationship, that is ready for the same sort of relationship dynamic or union as you are, is what I'm seeing here. So I love that the Knight and the Queen have come up here together. So it doesn't necessarily have to be water signs you may be dealing with, Virgo. This can be any sign, but I feel like the two of you are coming in together despite your obstacles, or despite any hurdles in communication or anything of the kind here, because the Knight of Cups comes forward to the Seven of Swords. I feel like there might have been some dishonesty in this situation here, Virgo, for some of you, but I do see forgiveness. So either you're ready to forgive and forget, or you're still holding on to this person or this idea, even though it's caused you obstacles, Virgo, because you know it's meant for you. I like that you have this resilience about you, Virgo. You're able to bounce back. And there's honesty. I feel like there's a really beautiful maturity that comes with the Knight of Cups. I do. I feel the energy around him is very sincere, that he's willing to face the challenges with the people he loves, with the people he cares about, whether this is a he or a she, whether this is you or someone else around you. You're willing to face this together. You're willing to work through this, and this is powerful. You know, this is all about negotiation and sacrifice and giving and compromise. So what I'm seeing here is that there's a very solid relationship here for some of you. Now, this could be a business partnership, because the Pentacles do rule commerce, wealth, and income and assets. So it absolutely could be you're both parties, both entities, both parties, both businesses are willing to work through the obstacles, whether it's financial obstacles, whether it's obstacles in communication, the two of you not being able to address each other properly, or really, maybe there's been theft in the business, maybe there's been dishonesties around some of your employees or the people you work alongside. The Seven of Swords can be seen as this dishonesty, can be seen as deceit, can be seen as someone who tiptoed around you and did something that you weren't necessarily approving of, or maybe this was you, Virgo, that did something that someone else didn't really approve of, and as a result it's caused a bit of strife. But I think this is only minor, because I do see that you'll be able to work through it and improve your situation here. So the beautiful message that I'm taking from these cards here is that you're both willing to work through all of this together, hand in hand. But I do think for some of you in a relationship, there could be some sort of third-party situation that arises, or another priority comes to interfere into the relationship a little bit. It could be another person, an ex-partner, an ex-wife, or an ex-husband of your partner. Maybe they have children together and they still need to be in contact with each other. Maybe there's a very demanding job. I do see there's a lot of pentacles here, so I'm not sure if there's a very demanding job project or opportunity that's popping up for yourself or your partner, and someone's feeling a little bit run down because they've been very generous with their time, energy, money, and dedication towards this job venture, and the relationship might have fallen apart here a little bit, and then comes this third party situation where suddenly another priority interferes in the relationship. But there's absolutely possibility to heal even if this is the case, Virgo, because you've got the Queen of Cups. Okay, she's holding the Holy Grail, 1 foot immersed in the water. She's willing to dip her toes into the emotion here. And she doesn't look like she's going anywhere. Her throne is in the sand here, amongst the stones, amongst the pebbles. The cliffs in the background symbolize strength and stability and something being embedded. So I feel like this person, if it's not you, it's this person here, Virgo, that's embedded to you or in debt to you in some way here, and they're willing. They're very respectful of you here. They consider you as the Holy Grail, so they're willing and they're able to work through this together. Whatever this is, forgiveness, resilience. There's a real notion of both entities, both parties are trying their best to make the most of the situation here. So whether this is a love relationship or a business collaboration, look, it could even be a friendship for some of you. The beauty is, though, this could be with 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 6 people. The beauty is that you're all willing to work together. This is amicable terms here. You're all putting in the effort, which is really nice, because you do have the 3 of Pentacles, and this is the negotiation I mentioned. This is the sacrifice. In essence, it is about this negotiation and selling and trying to convince or persuade. So I do think for some of you, you might have to convince either yourself or this other person of what the goal is, what the object of this is, what the end result should be, what the outcome you're hoping to gain. So I feel like there's still a little bit of back and forth that needs to happen here, Virgo, but it will occur sometime throughout the month. Again, it could indicate a mixture of priorities here as well for some of you. Or assets, something around assets as well. This could be tied into financial institutions as well. So I'm not sure if you both have to work towards a home loan or planning a wedding. It can look like a church building, so it can be a property, an asset of some kind, a sales meeting, a pitching of sorts, a presentation of a product or service. But I think there's a lot of effort that's being put into this, which is really, really positive to see. For some of you, though, Virgo, I'm just going to put it out there. I do think something is one-sided, though, because ultimately, yes, there's a lot of effort being put in by different people. Yes, I can see this, but I do think with the 6 of Pentacles, something is a little bit one-sided here. Eventually, it will come to grow and become more balanced. It will balance out, but the 6 of Pentacles is seen typically as one-sided generosity. You can see the contrast. There's a fine line, there's a division or a fine line between something here for some of you. I'm not sure if it's difference in status, difference in wealth, different in employee income, different in salary. I'm not sure if something like this is coming into play here. So for some of you, I'm going to ask you, is there something going on in a situation where you feel like there's a very distinct line that's being drawn, and this is maybe the line that you have to overcome. Now, I'm not sure if you're meeting someone that's from a different world to you, is involved in a different industry, makes a different amount of income, and suddenly there's a lack of equality. So for some of you, you may experience this sometime throughout the month, but that doesn't mean it can't even out. It can mean that someone is in a position to give you a lot, to offer you a lot here, Virgo, or you're in a position to offer someone a lot. Guidance, solace, love, nurturing, financial assistance, help, in whichever way this person is wanting or asking, seeking your help. Because I do see something emotionally affecting you here, and if it's not you, it's someone very close around you, and maybe it's their energy that's coming through with the Six of Pentacles. But I do believe, looking at this card here, for some of you, there's a very clear division, and what's interesting is that the 6 sits on top of the 7. The 7 sits on top of the 6. I also just want to say a message to some of you who are feeling this or are going through this at the moment. The 6 comes before the 7, and the 6, this is the you being generous and kind and giving, and then the 7 is someone taking this too far. This is someone taking advantage, either someone stealing your time, your energy, your effort, your love, taking too much. It's almost like you extend your hand and this person grabs the whole arm, your whole arm. So just be careful. Now, it could be an earth sign, it could be an air sign. I don't want to pigeonhole them too much to any signs, but it could be someone that takes advantage, feels more entitled than they are here, Virgo. And I think you know who this is. You're very switched on, you're very observant, you have incredible attention to detail. So I think you know who this person is, or you might see signs of them. They may not do this. That's not to say they're going to go ahead and steal and be deceitful and be challenging, but you'll see that there'll be red flags or early signs if this situation does arise for some of you. Look, it could not, but I'm really trying to look into the columns because I normally do the 6 cards, and just looking at these, I really feel like, especially this last column, it's really standing out with someone taking advantage of your generosity here. But ultimately, this is the last card. Ultimately, you'll go from withdrawal or guarding something very close to being very fair or very open about it. So there is a massive transition that will occur sometime throughout. I do believe this is your generosity. I feel like you're controlling this. You definitely have more influence or more control or more reign over the situation than you think, Virgo. As impressionable as you are, you're far more impressionable on other people, is what I want to communicate with you. Because sometimes I feel like you need reminding of this. Your power, your presence is very impressionable and influential over a lot of people, whether you're aware of this or not, subconsciously or consciously, but it definitely is. And what I'm seeing here is that things will ultimately work out because people want to, they have the same vision as you, or they have the same goal as you. It may be challenging at first because there is cards that indicate challenges. Absolutely. Challenges in getting through to someone, in convincing them, in showing them how things are done at the workplace, how things are done in relationships, how things should be. It's almost like you're modeling something on you're modeling someone's behavior on something you've seen, and you're trying to make an example out of them. I think this is what's coming up for some of you. So this may be relatable to some. Let's now lay out some more cards, 6 more cards to see what's happening in romance, relationships, and love for you during the month, potentially. Okay, the Strength card, followed by the 4 of Swords, the Lovers, 5 of Swords, 3 of Cups, and the 8 of Wands. Okay, starting off with the Strength card here. I love that this is coming up here because the Strength card in conjunction with this beautiful Lovers card, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Cups, this is this relationship here. And interesting that the Lovers card sits right in between the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. This month there'll be some sort of validation. and you will see how strong your relationship can be. And I think there's a reason why you've held on to this, Virgo. I absolutely do. For some of you, it's with a Leo. Now, you're supposed to be with this person. There's a natural affinity to them. You're a kindred soul to this person. I do think that you will receive some sort of validation through the strength of your relationship, the action that someone will take around you, a lover, an ex, a spouse. The action that someone will take will strengthen your relationship in ways you never thought possible here, and it will truly validate to you this month, Virgo, that this person has come into your life for a reason, that God, the universe, the angels, spirit, law of attraction has given you this person for a reason. You've attracted them. There's lessons to learn with them. They can offer you a deeply embedded love. And there's two churches here. What looks like the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. Some of you are currently in a relationship or will meet someone new that you're actually going to be engaged or married to or fiancé to, because there's a wonderful commitment ahead for the two of you. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the person. You'll receive some sort of validation sometime this month that this is the person you're supposed to be with. I did mention withdrawal and possibly taking time apart, possibly obstacles in communication for some of you with the Four of Swords in conjunction with the Seven of Swords. I do think there's a bit of communication, things you need to work through. Now, this is the working through I mentioned in the title. And the messages that I extracted from the general reading. You're both wanting to work through this. So this is both of you in your head, analyzing. And this is typical Virgo, this card to me, because you rival air signs in terms of your analytical ability here, Virgo. And to see this come up with the Four of Swords, this person is analyzing and assessing this relationship as much as you. And what does that show? That shows that they're thinking about it. That shows that they're giving their attention to the relationship, that they're thinking about ways they could strengthen the relationship. They're thinking about ways they could pick up the pieces of communication, pick up where you left off and create harmony. The Three of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, create that compromise and sacrifice and bring this relationship to a harmonious ending here, and an harmonious reconciliation of some kind. So I like this. This is indicating of the effort here. That this person is willing to go through. For some of you that are single and have been just concentrating on yourself, strengthening your own abilities, self-love, etc., you've been in a single slumber, so to speak. You're about to get hit with a soulmate here in a really big way. It's just going to be like it's just going to be so intense. It's a face-to-face meeting. You're going to be absolutely blown away. You're going to wake up from this slumber. There's going to be a lot of flirtation. There's going to be a lot of sex. There's going to be a lot of chemistry between the two of you. There's a lot of compatibility. It could absolutely be with a Gemini. You have a Leo here as well. And for some of you, you're mirroring each other in a lot of ways. This is a soulmate or twin flame that's being brought to you here by a higher power. I'm so happy for you, Virgo, because for some of you, you've been concentrating on career, or you've been withdrawing from attending social events, from giving your time, your energy, from even believing in anything similar, anything remotely equal to the Holy Grail, but it's about to come to you. I'm so excited, Virgo. You'll definitely have to let me know how this goes, because the lovers are here. Love is on the forefront. It's definitely a central theme for you. Now, the Five of Swords really goes back to this Four of Swords. What's interesting is that you're going from the 4 to the 5 to the 7. So there's definitely lots of, I feel like communication this month in regards to a loved one is going to be almost like a roller coaster. But I do think that some of you that may have some sort of confrontation or a fight, or someone walks away from a conversation, you're going to pick it back up again and you're going to work through it. The 5 here is sitting on top of the 3. Eventually you're going to work through it, through compromise, through adjustments. Some of the things you'll say may be harsh, they may be upsetting, Virgo, or something that this person has to say to you or express to you may be harsh or confronting or emotionally draining, but you need to hear it, because the only way you're going to strengthen this relationship is by having those uncomfortable conversations here, that someone is taking advantage, that someone is giving priority to someone else, that you feel like someone is tiptoeing around you, that you feel someone is withdrawing. Whatever it is that's happening for you, Virgo, this is going to be vocalized, and the two of you will come together. The Lovers card, they're nude. They're completely revealing themselves. There's no filter. There's nothing to hide behind. everything will be exposed is what I'm seeing here. In particular, if your lover has been interested in someone else or you've been interested in someone else as well. Because the 3 is here. The 3 sits near the 7. So third party situation, another love interest, another work priority, something else that comes into the picture here. I like what this three of Cups is. Sorry, I'm not sure if I said swords. The 3 of Cups is harmony, it's relief, it's toast, it's finally being able to celebrate something. So I see you're going, this is more, this energy here is more celebrating the steps you'll take, the words you'll say to each other, the communication you'll express. It's all going to strengthen this relationship. You know, you're climbing the astral plane here. So this relationship is getting more complicated, more fueled, more emotionally fueled, more enlightened. And I feel like this is the aftermath. This is what you're going to be going through this month, but this is really the aftermath, and you'll be celebrating, especially with the 8 of Wands. Signs, symbols, synchronicities, the arrows of love, everything falling into place, everything aligning here in a structured, orderly manner. You know, sometimes you get the short end of the stick, sometimes the long, but ultimately the 2 of you are coming in together very nicely here. Lots of communication though, especially those that are meeting someone new. I feel like if you are meeting someone new, you're meeting their friends very soon or their family. You're being introduced to their world very, very quickly is what I'm seeing here, Virgo. But look, I will leave it at that. Let's move on and have a look at your career and creative pursuits. Business, let's see how this will be affected for you. The World, very nice. The World card shows expansion. People knowing your name, your work, your business being launched, being emitted out there to the world. This is very powerful. It sits next to the Ace of Pentacles, so I feel like you've got money-making opportunities through the internet, through the world, or through creative pursuits or publications here. Again, negotiation is going to take place. So for some of you that need finance or capital, I see that you may be asking for some. Be careful though, you know, this could be a credit report or something that you have against your name that may impact your score, your financial score, or your eligibility for a loan, for cash flow or capital or some regard here for some of you. The World does point to global expansion though, so for some of you it's getting a new job. There's new opportunities here coming up, new opportunities to learn, to get a degree, to educate yourself further, new opportunities to work with businesses that are well known around the world or that are telecommunications based through lines of internet, medium, or have very many online branches or different branches around the world, different headquarters around the world. It could involve the travel industry. It could also involve an opportunity that is based abroad. So that's very exciting, Virgo. It's brand new. I see that the pay will be quite nice here. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. I do see that you will incur some expenses, so like business expenses for some of you during this month, but the Ace of Pentacles is very much a gifted opportunity or you receiving some sort of accreditation here. But I do see a new opportunity looming for a lot of you. For some of you, it might be something you're resistant to start. I'm not sure why. I do believe this is connected with a Leo or a fire sign. There's a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or someone that you're going to be resistant to. Or they're resistant, but eventually they'll open up to your ideas. Eventually they'll want to hear you out through a presentation or through a pitching of some kind. So initially they may be closed off and withdrawn, a little bit not as open, but then the Queen of Wands shows this person is going to be more receptive than previously. So this is good. This is a vast improvement coming in from this boss, if it is, because it's a leadership role coming up with the Queen of Wands. Some of you that are entering a leadership roles, I can see will be received with a little bit of grief. I feel like, I'm not sure if this is envy or jealousy or superstition or paranoia. There's a black cat here, and I feel like with the Queen of Wands and the 7 of Wands, also with the 9 of Wands actually, there's someone that may be a little bit jealous or envious of your success, or they're trying to tread lightly. But there's definitely this element of someone treading lightly around you or you treading lightly around them, Virgo. Maybe it's a new job and you're trying to just be very pragmatic, be very friendly, be very open-minded, and not show your discomforts or your griefs just yet. But I do feel with these cards here, in particular these cards in the middle, it can point to some sort of resistance, or you feeling like you need to be, you don't have as much support as you would like, is what I'm seeing here, because you're on your own here and you've got these ones against you. So for some of you, I feel like it's either envy of your success, or maybe you're not being acknowledged enough. You know, maybe there's too much one-sidedness going on. Maybe this is favoritism with the Six of Pentacles, and as a result, you know, someone is resistant to this sort of behavior around your career during this time. But the Queen of Wands is spiritual, is an opening, is receptive behavior. It's someone being quite open-minded or nurturing. Someone may want to nurture you, or you may find someone you can vent to or confide in, actually. And it could be this Leo here. It doesn't necessarily have to be a boss or a woman or someone that is under the sign of a Leo, but I do think this is someone that can provide you some sort of solace or advice here, Virgo, into your situation, into what's happening at work. Or this is potentially someone you may be traveling with if it is a job opportunity. But there is ego with the Queen of Wands, so just be careful, because she can be ego. She can be driven by her ego oftentimes, whether she's aware of it or not. So just putting that out there for you, Virgo. But look, the Six of Cups is this learning. Children do symbolize development. Something is also in the early stages. So I do believe there's a lot of growth or learning, training or inductions that will take place for a lot of you. Maybe because you're adding a new online software or database to the workspace. Maybe new online systems that need to be learned. Maybe it's an online course that you're doing to gain more money in finance or in your careers. But this is absolutely learning and development as well. It's also the notion of a past. So for some of you, you may seek employment from your past. Past business, past employer, or actually revive a past business here. Again, the notion of asking for money is coming up. So I think it's to fund some sort of dream or goal or business or an idea. And it's in the early stages. It could be a collaboration. I do see some sort of business collaboration coming up. There's two children here. They're giving each other something. They're receptive. They're opening up. They're bonding over, you know, over something here. So I do feel if this isn't a friendship, if this isn't a professional relationship that's developing into a friendship, the Queen of Cups with the Knight of Cups and the two children here definitely symbolize there's a union. Possibly even with 3 people, up to 3 investors, up to 3 people, or another third person will come in eventually and invest more money or resources into this venture. But I do believe this is coming up, and it may be someone from the past, someone you grew up with, someone you previously worked with, someone you went to college with, someone you went to university with, or it's someone that might be a parent and have a family as well. But the Nine of Wands, I feel like, is looking to this, is a little bit capricious or unsure about this union, or unsure about a new something being in its early stages here. So I feel like you're resistant to change here. I do. Whether it's a new opportunity that's coming your way, Virgo, or you're resistant to the changes someone wants to make, whether it's a boss or resistant to some sort of collaboration here. This could also be a fire sign again. Ego is involved for some. And this could be that this fire sign is looking to your union with someone else and is feeling, like they need to tiptoe around the two of you, maybe trying to gain insight into what you're working on or something like this. But for the most part, I do feel like this is a very beautiful union. I do. I feel like this is something that can be very profitable. It's still in its early stages, but there's promise of longevity with this union here or collaboration. So look, I will leave it at that, Virgo. I hope this reading has been insightful. Thank you so much for watching.